There you're watching Bizworld. I'm Anita. The government has been urged to look into taxing vape liquids with nicotine that are sold in Malaysia as a source of additional revenue. According to JTI Malaysia, the tax for this nicotine vape liquids could reach 250 million ringgit per annum, revenue which the government is losing out on.
Talking about 12.5 billion sticks, equivalent. So if you were to tax that, it depends on how much the government is taxed. Just every ringgit per ml, you start calculating, that's a lot.
Khoo added that the volume of nicotine liquid smuggled into Malaysia is equivalent to 12.5 billion cigarettes, almost double the volume of legal cigarettes at 6.3 billion cigarettes in 2020. It was previously reported excise duty imposed for non-nicotine vape liquids is only 3% of the vape market. Meanwhile, JTI praised the implementation of tighter controls and greater scrutiny on the import of cigarettes by the government, which have led to a dip in the incidence of illicit cigarettes. The incidence of illicit cigarettes dipped 57.9% last May versus 64% last December, the first decrease since 2015. The Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers, or FMM, hopes the government will allow manufacturing companies in all non-essential sectors to resume at 50% workforce capacity, regardless of whether they are located in Phase 1 or 2 of the National Recovery Plan, NRP. Its President Tan Sri Sotian Lai said the manufacturers, especially the micro, small and medium enterprises, are currently in a dire state of affairs and already severely impacted by the prolonged business suspension. According to FMM's latest survey, sales have been gravely impacted and businesses are facing extreme cash flow constraints. Meanwhile, suppliers are expected to be paid on time. Wages to employees have to be paid in full. Utilities and rental payments are due, while logistics cost has increased due to cancellation and postponement of shipments, besides penalties imposed on delay of delivery. This has put most businesses in an extremely precarious situation, with the risk of collapsing resulting in high unemployment if restrictions on business operations continue indefinitely. AirAsia Group Berhad had submitted an application for an extension of time from August 2nd up till December 31st for the company to implement the private placement. In a Bourse filing, the low-cost carrier said the private placement was proposed in response to a series of unexpected events outside the group's control, primarily attributed by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has created significant challenges for the aviation sector. The group in January proposed to issue up to 668 million new shares, or 20% of its current share capital, for private placement to raise up to 454 million ringgit. Of the fresh capital raised, the airline will allocate around 147 million ringgit to be used to settle fuel hedges and around 136 million ringgit for its working capital requirements. Haley Group Berhad made its debut on the ACE market at 79 sen today, notching a premium of 11 sen higher than its IPO price of 68 sen. The construction company is also currently bidding more projects and managed to secure 168 million ringgit in contracts for the first 6 months.
Moving forward, we plan to continue focusing on our core competency in building construction in Johor, while leveraging on our experience to extend our reach to the other districts. Our strong financial position will also allow us to leverage on our capabilities as a great G7 contractor to take on more major building construction projects with no limit on contract value.
The public portion of its IPO, involving 8.92 million shares, was oversubscribed by 38.81 times. At the opening bell, the counter saw 7.19 million shares change hands. The company currently has 20 ongoing projects that translates into a total secured contract value of more than 460 million ringgit. Newly listed Haili ended its maiden trading day at 74 sen, 6 sen higher compared with its IPO price. That's all the time we have for Bizworld today. With that, I'm Anita. Thank you for investing your time with us.